my privilege to invite Her Highness Princess Aswathi Thirunal Gouri Lekshmi Bhai to deliver the inaugural speech.
Dear children, honorable guests on the dais, members of the Dream Park fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. When I came here, I was not very sure whether I should talk in English or in Malayalam. However, since all the proceedings have been in English, I think I should also follow that course. Possibly this is of course an English medium school, so English is very familiar to all of you. I had just glanced through the activities of this somewhat uniquely named institution. Let us hope that it will help dreams, good dreams, to materialize in the future also. And I was impressed to find that you have, of course it is a Montessori school. So Montessori school means they do focus on non-academic pursuits also. So that is a very good thing because it helps to nurture the children, their thinking capacity, their creative talents. All those things get an impetus in such schools. In the purely academic institutions, it is somewhat straight-laced, and the whole emphasis is on studies, with very little chance for any other extracurricular activities. I am not familiar with the syllabus of the Montessori schools, but I know that the state schools and the so-called public schools, which are the most private in nature, it is somewhat hard. While there are associations for prevention of cruelty to so many different aspects, including animals, there is not even one association for prevention of cruelty to children. And the people who are the worst offenders are the parents themselves, the guardians. They want the children to learn and learn and learn and learn, and as far as possible curtail the holidays, because the children are at home and the parents are working and there is nobody to look after them, so they are taken to summer schools also. There is no way by which the children can relax, except perhaps sit in front of the TV. And with the flat systems coming up in a big way, even if you want to climb a mango tree or run about in your ground, such a commodity does not exist. Montessori possibly would be following a different scheme of affairs, but it is really and truly horrible, the education system. Whether you have a three-language formula, I do not know. But in the other schools, even at the upper KG level, you are taught 3 languages, Malayalam, English and Hindi. And please remember that unlike the European languages where the script is the same, here A is written in one way in Malayalam, A in Hindi is different and A in English is different. So not only do you learn 3 languages, you have to learn 3 scripts as well. And all sorts of information is piled on the little heads, finally to give one-word answers and ticks. It is sheer undiluted cruelty. I wish all the schools would join together, whether it is a Montessori or whatever it is. If you don't follow the system, at least give a support system and somehow or other save the children and let the children grow up as children with all the childhood joys and the childhood anticipations. Let them grow up instead of continuing in a continuous and extended system of stress and strain. Anyway, here we were seeing on the TV and it is very impressive, so many so many options you have placed before your children, and that is a wonderful thing. I hope that such schools would gain more popularity in future also. And with regard, one word with regard to English. I think, if I remember right, that English is the one language with the maximum alphabets and words, not alphabets, words, vocabulary. Alphabet is only 24, but vocabulary, the maximum vocabulary is in English. However, the most fascinating and fantastic and sublime language is definitely Sanskritam. There is no language to challenge Sanskrit, and as Will Durant has said, it is the mother of all languages. There is no other language where you can express and convey so much with extreme brevity or mind-boggling expansiveness. It is something which you have to learn to realize, and its options within itself, the number system translating into letters, the Kadabayadi Sankhyas, so many things are there which that ancient language cherishes as its own. Since this is a dream park, I have a dream for you which you may not want, and that is, I wish that if it is not there, I wish you would introduce Sanskritam, the language of Bharata, the ancient language of Bharata, whether you could introduce it as an optional language. I don't know what languages you have. Hindi must be compulsory, of course. Malayalam is compulsory. But as an additional language, if some way you could introduce Sanskritam, it is something really and truly fantastic. As you know, in our ancient civilization, I have only one thing to tell you about the civilization, the Bharata Samskaram, to which you and I are fortunate enough to belong. We are all children of that mighty, sublime legacy. Just one word I have to say about the ancient Indian civilization, and with that I am stopping my whatever you may call it. That is, according to the majority of the World Committee of Scholars, 8 civilizations have been identified as the most ancient world civilizations under the sun. The 8 are Greece and Rome, Egypt and China, India, Mesopotamia, Babylon and Mexico. Some people say Africa, some people say Mexico, but majority say Mexico. Out of these 8 civilizations, when you talk of the Roman civilization, you can say there was a very ancient Roman civilization, and Rome was the cradle of civilization, also they claim. You talk of a very fantastic Grecian civilization, a mighty Egyptian civilization, a Chinese civilization which overcomes centuries. But when you talk of all of them, you can only talk in past tense. There existed, there was, because they no longer exist. They are lodged in the memory of man and in the history books. There is only one exception to the rule, and that exception is the mighty Indian civilization, the only civilization which has transcended the decaying march of ages to remain vibrant, vital and alive. Because why that has happened? When all the other civilizations have receded, why our Indian civilization alone has been able to overcome so many attacks, so many negatives, so many challenges, and still remain? When power and money and everything, muscle power, everything attacked us, we still survived. Because our ancient dharmic civilization, our spiritual civilization was never destroyed. Whereas in all the other civilizations, their basic spiritual civilization ceased to exist. It's all disappeared. And so, in the World Committee of Scholars, we have the unique privilege, we are grateful, humble that we have this unique privilege of being the only surviving ancient civilization the world has ever seen. Let us see that this civilization remains secure, that we still cherish and nourish and nurture this fantastic legacy of time and God. I wish you all, children, dear children, all the very best in future. We do not know what the future holds for us. Whatever it may be, let God be kind to us and let Him protect us in the palm of our hands. And wherever you may go, some of you may be going abroad, some of you may continue to serve your homeland, whatever be your call. If you are going abroad, please go as ambassadors to this wonderful heritage. Please go as ambassadors to a heritage that has never waned. Please go carrying the message of peace, carrying the message of goodwill, carrying the message of universal brotherhood wherever you may go as a voice of Mahabharata. And if you continue wherever you may go, please remember that you owe a great deal to your motherland. That when you take away from India, from Mahabharata, please do not forget to give back to her at least something of a debt which you can never repay anyway, but at least something. And may God bless you all, little children and big children like me, all of you, God bless you all with happiness, and more important than happiness, with peace of mind. And may you grow up as good people, and that is real greatness, as good people. And let me conclude my words by expressing my happiness that another new venture of service to humanity is going to be inaugurated here today, by which at least some of the less fortunate among our society will get benefited. God bless, and loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Shanti, shanti, shanti.